I'm Tom.
And I'm Katy.
Hello, Northwestern! Top story in the news today is
Us! We need a name, and you get to pick it. Submit all entries to North by Northwestern, and the winner will get the fabulous prize at the end of this rope.
Thanks, Katy. This week's random talent is Trevor Ewan. He can spin anything on his finger.
Go.
Okay, that's enough.
Now you did.
Can you walk?
Sure. I walk down the hallways at school like this, huh?
So what happens if you get pushed?
I got a good form of
This week also marks the triumphant return of Stephen Colbert to Northwestern as Homecoming's Grand Marshal. We at North by Northwestern got an exclusive interview. Thanks, Stephen, for stopping by. We know you have a very busy schedule, and we really appreciate it.
Well, thanks, Tom. It's definitely not my pleasure to be here today.
So how does it feel to be back at Northwestern?
It's absolutely terrible. I've never been around so many liberal, tree-hugging, book-reading hippies since I was protesting the Peace Corps in Tanzania.
Stephen, can you tell us a little bit about growing up in the South? We think it's really interesting that you retain none of your Southern accent.
Well, Tom, once I crossed over that there Mason-Dixon line, possum just came opossum, and grits just weren't good anymore. I don't know what happened.
Stephen, what made you decide to transfer to Northwestern from Hampton-Sydney College in Virginia?
For all the hobbies, duh.
How do you feel about the recent success of your show, The Colbert Report?
I'm not so much concerned with the huge profits that have been made by Colbert Inc. Hey kids, got a bear gnawing problem in your hood? Buy Colbert Spray! As I am with creating yet another bastion of truthiness to counteract the forces of the liberal media that exists today.
Have you found that there's any rivalry with Jon Stewart?
Jon Stewart? Are you kidding? I hate that man with the passion of the raging fires of 1,000 hells burning within my soul. He's just the kind of know-it-all, sarcastic political pundit that's becoming the downfall of today's journalism.
On the topic of journalism, what do you think of the new Medill, Stephen?
Well, I personally think it's fantastic with the amount of awareness that Medill has put into the new electronics that are out, because just think about how much journalism is changing, and there's the media and consumers, and they're all fragmenting together with change, and people are watching the journalism, and it's changing, and it's undulating like a great tidal wave of change in the ocean of differences and changes, and it's just, it's so different, and it's so expensive.
Thanks for coming on the show, Stephen. It was a real pleasure to have you.
Well, thanks, Tom. It's been real. However, I really would have rather been being interviewed by
Don't you mean NNN?
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, Katy.
Well, that was our show, kids. Thanks for watching.
Good night, Northwestern.
I sincerely miss those heavy metal bands I used to go see on the landing in the summer. She fell in love with the drummer. She fell in love with the drummer. She fell in love. Shiny, shiny pants and bleached blonde hair, a double kick drum by the river in the summer. She fell in love with the drummer. Another then another, she fell in love.